Welcome back to the Means Report. We appreciate you staying with us. As promised, we're moving from District 2 in Augusta to District 5, and that is where we find Commissioner Don Clark, another Means Report veteran. Commissioner Clark, thanks for coming back.
Hey, Brad, it's always great to be here with you.
Well, I enjoy it as well. I'll ask you the same thing I asked Commissioner Pulliam. Will you please tell our viewers what part of town District 5 is? Because sometimes it's hard to determine the boundaries and the maps, and where is it?
Yeah, District 5 is pretty diverse. It goes from Jimmy Dias, Bel Air, and it goes all the way across to Peach Orchard. So we traverse up Barton Chapel, Meadowbrook, Deansbridge, like I said, all the way across to Peach Orchard.
Okay,
Richmond Hill and everything.
No, that's helpful. I can picture that now.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe you just marked 1 year in office
Yeah.
in December. Are you glad you ran? Do you like being a commissioner?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's a rewarding process. Definitely had my mouth to the fire hydrant, so to speak.
Yeah.
A lot of learning curve tied to this. There's a lot of aspects in the county government that we look at and we think about, but you really don't understand the fullness of it until you really dig in.
Did you find that things go more slowly than you had hoped? That it takes more deal making and negotiation than you anticipated?
Well, I think I was prepared for that aspect of it. I knew it was going to take, the fact that we're going to have to be able to communicate, consensus building, and so on. Mm-hmm. A lot of time goes into everything we do. And I think the military prepared me for the slowness of the wheels of government moving. But yeah, it definitely is some things that were pretty eye-opening.
What are the biggest concerns in District 5 right now, 1 year in? What makes your phone ring the most?
Yeah, I think District 5 is diverse. I mean, the challenges that are happening in the Jimmy Dias corridor aren't some of the same challenges that are happening in other parts of the district. So they kind of range from the whole gambit. The landscape, the grass cutting of the retention ponds and the ditches and different things like that. But also, the roads and everything and the infrastructure. One of the main priorities we've been working on is we have to improve our sewer expansions. We have to get these folks that are still on septics, off of septics. We have to improve our roadways. People are tired of damaging vehicles, by trying to traverse the roads on a regular basis.
It's interesting that you bring up grass cutting because every commissioner brings that up. It's a big deal. And just recently in the news, we talked about maybe creating a separate department for grass cutting. Is that accurate? And do we need that?
Yeah, it's definitely something we're looking at. I mean, the biggest point in last year's situation with the budget, it really gave us the opportunity to deep dive and really identify that there are a ton of things that we need to really add some efficiency towards and improvement. That is definitely one of them. The beautification of our city is one of those things. It's our calling card. It's what people see when they come into our area. It's what people remember about a city when they visit. And we're trying to determine if it's going to be the best use of dollars and the most efficient way of delivering the service by having a separate division as opposed to being under the engineering department where it currently exists.
Let me ask you a question I asked Commissioner Pulliam. It's about these NGOs or non-government organizations. You viewers may think of them as your favorite nonprofit. You're talking about the Lucy Craft Laney Museum for one, the Greater Augusta Arts Council, the Canal Authority. Commissioner Clark, many of these got cut out of the budget or had their funding drastically removed. How do you feel about that, and will they be okay?
Well, I think it's interesting how you frame that. You said their budget. Augusta, for years, for some of these organizations, have been, providing discretionary funding towards them. I came from a nonprofit background, you know that, and I know the grind that it is for a nonprofit to get out there and solicit funds and donations and so on. Great organizations, great missions. The problem that we had and the challenge that we had with dealing with a $21 million deficit is we were up against sending 100 plus employees home, cutting essential services that constituents are paying for, or potentially implementing a tax increase, property tax increase, to pay continue providing funding to those organizations. And it was a tough decision.
But no tax increase.
But no tax increase. And I think that's the piece that people need to realize. It's not that we have shut these organizations down or shunned them. The organization's missions are still out there. Many of those are still open and willing to receiving support and funding donations from folks. So I encourage everyone to continue supporting them. But we had to make a hard decision, and we had to determine what was the best use of our dollars towards keeping the services relevant for the constituents and towards balancing how we run the government.
This past week, we let the viewers know that a data center might be coming to a piece of land off Gordon Highway. Some
Right.
people living nearby say they were surprised by this. Do you think that data center is going to happen?
Well, so interestingly enough, 2022 was the last time there was a proposed data center there, and the company pulled out. So again, we're still waiting on definitives. We're still waiting to make sure that that deal is fully secured and that it's going to happen, and not really kind of give false hopes where there isn't any. And because it's this company coming in, and we've had communication with them recently. So the emergence of data centers throughout Georgia is about to be commonplace.
Right, and I would think that as the cyber capital of the world, that this wouldn't be the first one. Augusta in the future going to have more than one data center, right?
Yeah, so Augusta, look at Columbia County. They're going through what they're going through now, and other counties across the state are going through it as well. The latest report that we received as early as last Monday was Georgia is on the cusp of passing up other states that are leaders with data centers, such as Virginia. That was a huge eyebrow raised moment for many of us because we didn't know that emergence of data centers was about to overtake us.
Commissioner Clark, you have spearheaded the effort, and I must give credit to former Mayor Bob Young, who has also led the way to get us a veterans cemetery. I understand there's been some good news on that front in the not too distant past when it comes to funding. Are we making progress?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, Brad, this has been a labor of love for sure for the both of us. Shout out to Bob. He and I have been the power of two, really leading this effort, but he started much earlier than I did in 2001. But yes, we are at the point now where the funding, the federal funding has finally been fulfilled to the point where our ask will be fulfilled. So that means Augusta will finally receive a much needed, long overdue veteran cemetery. It'll be a state veteran cemetery for all the men and women that have served proudly in any branch of the military throughout the CSRA, state or otherwise, because there's no residency requirements.
Is it too early to know when it will be finished and where it will be?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, my mind is blown right now. When I leave you, I'm actually going to meet some folks about some cemetery work during surveying and everything. It may be as soon as next year that we'll have this built out and start receiving interments. So I am super excited and super proud.
I hope this isn't my last question, but the time is flying by, unfortunately. I wanted to
do this every time.
No,
right?
I know. We should just book the whole, both segments for you. What about Thunder Over Evans?
Yeah.
It will be here before we know it.
It will.
Honoring Armed Forces Day, and I'm so grateful for yours and others' service. How's that coming along? Will it be bigger and better this year?
Well, we always say that every year. Every year, that is our ultimate goal, is to push that thing bigger and better. This year is really exciting and really cool because we're going to be also tying it into the 250-year celebration of the country's independence.
Yeah.
So you'll get what you always get. You'll get an explosive time. You get an exciting time. But man, we are super proud to be able to continue to do this for the community.
How can we help you do your job? I always like to let people know, instead of just, Commissioner Clark and Pulliam didn't sit on the sidelines. They ran for office to serve and to help us. How can we help you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is everyone should realize that for us to really grow our community, for us to really create and establish all these things that we want and desire, it's going to take all of us. Each of us, represent certain districts. The mayor represents the entire city, but none of us out of the 11 can do this individually or even just with the 11 of us. It's going to take us all collectively working together, hearing the feedback, giving the work to really, put us where we need to go.
We have like 32 seconds. I don't know how timely this will be because we're recording on a Thursday. This airs on a Monday. Monday, we could be in the middle of an ice storm. We don't know. My question is Augusta-Richmond County ready for whatever comes?
Yeah, so we have a disaster preparation planning session at 1 o'clock today that we're actually going to get ready for communication to the public and for preparing for disaster as well. So yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that for sure, and keep an eye on all that's happening in District 5. Thank you, Commissioner Clark.
Yeah, thank you, Brad, as always.
Absolutely. Commissioner Don Clark, when we come back, we'll show you how to help us get more great guests on the Means Report.